You're looking live at the Annenberg Debate Watch Party. The debate is just about to start, and we'll bring you live coverage.
They debated, they discussed, and they got involved. Stay tuned to see what students at a local college did today to get ready for Election Day.
And Mayor Garcetti stopped by SC to unveil a new program aimed at making things easier for local businesses.
Annenberg TV News is next.
Live from USC, you're watching Annenberg TV News.
The third and final presidential debate is just starting.
Hundreds of people are gathered in the Annenberg lobby to watch the candidates square off one last time. Let's toss it to our political anchor, Raz Niklawi, for more. Raz?
Hey, we are live in Wallace Annenberg Hall for the third and final presidential debate taking place in UNLV. But back on campus, students aren't so sure what to expect. In fact, the room is absolutely packed right now. We're looking forward to an interesting debate, probably as fiery as the last two. We actually spoke to students earlier about what they thought.
I do think it's going to be aggressive. I don't think it's going to be policy oriented. I think it's just going to be a lot of kind of the bashing that went on last time, unless Trump magically manages to stay on message, which I doubt. I thought Hillary did a great job staying on topic last debate, but I'm looking forward to her finishing it off this time around.
I expect Hillary Clinton to act kind of like a normal politician and Donald Trump to act like a frothing at the mouth demagogue.
We also spoke to Jesse Unruh director Dan Schno for his own opinion on the debate.
There aren't a lot of undecided voters left in the country, so where the debate is so valuable for both candidates is not so much persuading undecided voters, but motivating their respective bases. And so just as Trump, now running behind, needs to do something to change the dynamic and is likely to be more aggressive and more combative, Clinton probably wants to stay above the fray.
Okay, we're literally minutes away from the debate. The excitement in the room is absolutely palpable. Back to you, Sanika.
Thanks, Raz. Now, Election Day is just 3 weeks away, and many groups are working hard to get millennials to the polls. I spoke to students and organizations at Pierce College about how they're learning about the issues on the ballot. Debates, campaigns, and voter registration. All things politics filled Pierce College's Great Hall today. Students heard pro and con arguments for different propositions on California's ballot and had the chance to cast their own vote.
Hopefully everyone feels more informed after this.
I really liked the event. In particular, the Prop 55 was interesting to me.
Many students also participated by debating different propositions in front of their peers.
I feel that engaging in that really helped me solidify my ideas on the proposition.
Volunteers at the event also encouraged students to register to vote and even write down their reasons for casting a ballot. Young people are the age group with the lowest voter turnout, but some students I talked to said it's important for millennials to vote and make their voices heard.
If they don't vote, our representatives in government don't know what we want.
There's so many of us, why not get out and vote?
One expert says efforts like the event at Pierce College can help turnout.
All of those efforts are worth it. They make a difference in individual cases.
One student volunteer had this message for college students ahead of Election Day.
Vote. Get out and vote. It's really important.
If you need to register to vote, you'd better do it soon. California's voter registration deadline is next Monday, October 24th.
A star NBA point guard learned his fate in court today and will be able to play for the rest of the season.
Annenberg Media's sports anchor Alexa Palermo has more on a verdict in the Derrick Rose trial.
Not guilty. That's what a Los Angeles jury concluded today in the civil rape trial of Derrick Rose. The New York Knicks player was accused of gang raping his ex-girlfriend with two friends in 2013. Rose's former girlfriend said the three men broke into her apartment, drugged her, and sexually assaulted her. The plaintiff's lawyer had this to say about the not guilty verdict. Quote, "I don't know how the jury deliberated, but I thought there was enough liability against all three of the men accused." Jurors took pictures with Rose after the trial that have since gone viral. One Los Angeles Times photographer described the jurors as giddy when they met the defendant. Some people have been supportive of Rose's not guilty verdict. This Twitter user said that he's happy that Derrick Rose was cleared of all rape charges today. That's a big win. Others are not so happy. This man asks, Literally, how do you not convict Derrick Rose and his friends of rape in this situation? They are all clearly guilty. Here we have a live Twitter feed that is analyzing the reactions of Rose's trial. Out of all of these tweets, the most popular emotion is disgust, and surprisingly, the second most popular emotion is joy, as many Knicks fans support their team's star player. That's all I have. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you so much, Alexa. About 100 leaders from various religious organizations met to discuss their campaign to make sure Proposition HHH passes next month. It would provide $1.2 billion for housing and services for the homeless population in Los Angeles. The various religious groups are working hard to make sure voters are aware of what Prop HHH is and how it would finance as many as 10,000 housing units and provide mental health and other services.
When we have an initiative like this, we are going to try to see the problem as in a very holistic way, rather than see, needs food, needs a blanket. Solutions that are good, but are not a long-term impact type of solution.
And for service providers, it'll mean that they can be much more efficient and effective in their work, and they can be much more successful in turning lives around.
The opposition says that with interest, Proposition HHH will cost taxpayers $2 billion and doesn't solve the immediate problems of so many living on the streets in Los Angeles.
And LA is launching a new export initiative to help local businesses expand overseas. The program hopes to help 53,000 companies sell their products abroad. At the campaign launch event, Mayor Eric Garcetti and several other speakers emphasized the benefits of expanding to markets abroad. The program seeks to provide education and resources to company owners on how they can grow their business overseas and how to improve Los Angeles' reputation as an international city.
Our port and airport, which do so much international trade, so much of that trade is coming in and not enough of it's going out. And we see that as a huge opportunity. We want to focus on filling up our cargo containers at the Port of Los Angeles going back across the Pacific with Los Angeles-based goods.
Despite the city's push to make resources for exports more readily available, expanding to international markets remains a daunting task for some small business owners.
At the end of the day, you really need to be at least north of $2 million, and you have to have proof of concept. And unless a business is north of $2 million, you don't have the infrastructure or the resources to go internationally.
Mayor Garcetti says he plans to expand the initiative in the coming years by contacting manufacturers, providing workshops for business owners, and coordinating trade tours abroad.
The presidential campaigns are dividing more than just political parties. See why tensions are rising among some family and friends this election season.
And LA Live restaurants are televising two important events tonight. Find out who is choosing to air the Dodgers game instead of the debate.
And USC and UCLA are putting off their rivalry just for a little bit for a worthy cause.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 5 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Got a quarter?
There's a lot of political tension in this election, and some say it's even affecting relationships at home, school, and work. Annenberg Media's Melody Jang talked with experts on why these candidates are stressing out some voters. All right, and looks like we're having some technical difficulties bringing you that package. We'll try and bring it to you later in the show. But on to our next story. We're just about 12 minutes into the final presidential debate between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
Our political anchor, Russell Niklawi, is live in the Annenberg Media lobby to give us an update.
You said last year,
hey, yeah, so we're here in Wallace Annenberg Hall watching the start of the presidential debate. The two candidates went on to the stage, did not shake hands, but to decent applause for both of the candidates from students here. They're actually talking about the Supreme Court choices. Trump said he's going to choose some fine, respectable people. And Hillary Clinton discussed what she'd do with the Supreme Court, which is kind of support women's rights, support Roe versus Wade. And Trump is talking about the Second Amendment and supporting right to the Constitution. Kind of interesting. People are kind of whooping at Trump's replies, so it's interesting to see how this will pan out.
Thank you so much, Roz. There is a lot of political tension in this election, and some say it's even affecting relationships at home, school, and work. Now back to that package with Melody Jang on why with experts saying these candidates are really stressing out voters.
Many say this election is giving them anxiety.
I am so stressed over this election, and it's mostly because of Trump.
A survey from the American Psychological Association published last week shows that 52% of American adults feel that the 2016 election is, quote, a somewhat significant source of stress.
So many American voters are motivated not on behalf of one candidate or the other in this election, but rather in opposition to the other one. It can't help but to make people much more unsettled, much more stressed.
A counselor at the Engelman Students Health Center says she believes the election is contributing to the student stress.
There's just so much at stake with a lot of things that are being discussed. And so I think that's sometimes how the stress builds in terms of what it means to them and how it's impacting their own life.
I hold wildly different views from my family, and so whenever I go home, it's an intensely combative environment.
Students even get into arguments with their parents.
She has instead just decided, because I had a better quality of life under Bill Clinton, that's the same thing's going to happen if I vote his wife into office. And I've gotten into very heated arguments with my mom about why.
Counselors welcome students at the Stress Release Clinic on campus, especially for those who need it between now and the election day. For Annenberg Media, I'm Melody Jang.
USC, UCLA, and the Curate Cancer Institute all came together today to help save lives. The partnership has raised $1.6 million for cancer research. Annenberg Media's Tommy Brooksbank shows us how the event is making a difference for cancer patients.
Don't ruin your life. UCLA sucks.
Trojans aren't exactly subtle about their opinions of UCLA. And apparently, the feeling's mutual.
Go Bruins! USC sucks.
But both schools put rivalries aside today to host an event with the Curate Institute, hoping to raise money and awareness for cancer research.
We like to poke fun at each other and have fun with this rivalry, whichever side you're on. We're uniting both sides through a common theme, and that is combating, battling, and defeating this terrible thing called cancer.
Now people here at the event can buy shirts like this one to show their support for their school and support cancer research. The event was held to help people like Kristen Reinerson. She was in the fight of her life 2 years ago after she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Cancer research helped her find the right treatment and beat the disease. Today, she's cancer-free.
Cancer research is important because cancer affects everyone. Research is really the way to find a cure and new treatments that can help eliminate the burden of cancer on the patients and the families.
The money raised at the event will be split evenly by USC and UCLA's Cancer Research Institutes. A gala next month is expected to raise $500,000 for cancer research. For Annenberg Media, I'm Tommy Brooksbank.
Well, if you've been outside at all today, you'll notice it's certainly heated up after a rather chilly weekend.
Yeah, but hopefully those temperatures will go back to the fall temperatures, nice and cool ones that we were seeing last week. Let's check in with James McDaniels to see if we'll be so lucky.
Yeah, it's been a little bit hot out there, but the nice thing is that we have been sunny. So let's go outside right now to our current conditions. We've got fair, sunny skies, 84 degrees, and we are not too humid today at only 24%. Now let's head over to our big map. First, as we head over to the east, we've got Riverside is going to be 94 degrees tomorrow. San Bernardino is going to be 95, and Palm Springs is also going to be 95 as well. As we head over to the coast, Malibu is going to make it up to 90 degrees tomorrow, so it's going to be a little bit cooler in comparison to Thousand Oaks and Northridge, which will be making it up to 98, so almost flirting with triple digits there. Now as we head down towards the valley, we might even see some triple digits. We're going to see 97 degrees tomorrow at USC, and then 100 degrees in Glendale and Ontario. Now as we head to our 5-day forecast, we've got temperatures that are going to be in the mid-70s for the next 2 days, and then we're going to start seeing a cool down as we head towards the weekend with mid-80s and then even getting down maybe into the 70s by the weekend. In this week's, or should I say in tonight's segment, we go to a park just a few blocks from campus where students are passing on their love of soccer to the younger generation.
The Trojan Youth Soccer League kicked off its fall season at Hoover Recreation Center. USC students volunteer as coaches to teach kids ages 5 to 11 the basic skills and techniques of soccer.
It's really fun, like teaching them soccer. Some kids have never played soccer before, and it's just fun teaching them the game and just showing my love of the sport to them as well.
Teams practice twice a week and play a 10-week season. The league has games during both fall and spring semesters. The ability to play almost year-round allows players to develop at positions like goalie.
It's like learning in school because you have to be concentrated on the ball, and I like learning it.
Let's go, guys. Hawks on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hawks! Yes, yes!
The league charges $40 per player for a full season. It was great going to that event on Saturday. They even had a potluck afterwards, so that was nice.
How nice. What a great event for the whole family and the whole community.
Yeah, it's really nice to see kids getting to be more active. Thanks, James.
Thanks so much, James. Both the debate and the Dodgers playoff games are live right now as we speak. So how do people decide what to watch? Annenberg Media's Aaron Hendo went to downtown LA to investigate.
Take me out to the ball game or hail to the Chief. Tonight, Angelinos face a tough choice. Game 3 of the NLCS with the Dodgers hosting the Cubs, or the third and final presidential debate. Tom's Urban is a popular sports bar in downtown LA. Any time of day or night, fans are here to watch live games. Tonight, bar management expects more eyes to be on the Dodgers.
So if I was sitting right here tonight, do you have any idea as to what I would see up here?
My guess will be the big screens will be showing the Dodgers, and the smaller ones will be showing the debate.
And the sound that would be playing over the loudspeakers is strictly from the baseball.
It'll be Dodgers game.
Tram says roughly 20 of the restaurant's 75 TVs will show the debate. Locals hanging out at LA Live today were split on what they'd be watching.
We're going to go watch the Dodger game, and I've been a Dodger fan for a while, about 25 years already, and we don't get this very often, and the debate hasn't been very attractive.
I'm not really into sports, to be honest with you, and this debate is actually kind of serious. The debate was actually a really good thing to sit down and watch.
So the debate is at least getting just a little bit of love from the locals here at LA Live, but did you really expect the hometown Dodgers to lose to Trump and Clinton? Back to you guys.
Well, have you heard anything about USC football this week?
I haven't, but I do know that playoff baseball is heating up. It's pretty exciting. I'm sure our sports anchor Alexa Palermo knows more.
That's right, you guys. One team punched their ticket to the World Series tonight, and another two are battling it out in Game 4. And the USC football team is embracing their bye week and using it to their full advantage. Sports are next.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
French fries. Finding best potatoes.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Bowl.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
If the Dodgers win tonight, they can clinch a World Series berth tomorrow. The Dodgers are on fire this postseason with a 2-1 series lead in the NLCS. Last night at the Ravine, the Dodgers shut out the Cubs 6-0. This is the first consecutive shutout win in postseason history for the 133-year-old franchise. Dodgers catcher Yasmani Grandal talked about their performance.
We got to keep on going one day at a time. You can't look ahead. I mean, these guys won 100 and some games. You know, they got the talent. So you can't think ahead. If you think ahead, you know, that's when bad things happen. So we're going to take things one day at a time.
Last night, the Dodgers got their first win of the postseason without Clayton Kershaw pitching. But tonight, the Dodgers are facing the Cubs again and looking to continue their shutout streak. Right now, the score is 0-0 at the top of the fourth. The Dodgers almost scored in the bottom of the second, but Adrian Gonzalez was tagged out at the plate. The call was challenged, but they kept the call on the field. Now, about that team that punched their ticket. The Indians and Blue Jays squared off in a Game 6 matinee in Toronto. Cleveland got a shutout win against the Toronto Blue Jays 3-0. After scoring in the top of the first, the Indians didn't look back. Carlos Santana and Coco Crisp both launched homers to stretch the team's lead. The Indians have not won a World Series since 1948. 67 years is the second longest active World Series drought, behind the Chicago Cubs at 107 years. And now, a little closer to home, the Trojans have the week off and are using this time to develop some of their younger talent and focus on the fundamentals of football. Wide receiver Deontay Burnett is working on his skills as he will start in the game against Cal.
I'm just trying to be consistent for my team, keep making plays for my team and delivering for them, and keep winning. Winning is the goal.
Been getting more notable reps, which has shown head coach Clay Helton how truly talented his team is.
All of a sudden you look up and you get to put some young kids in and you remember, wow, they haven't been getting a ton of reps, but they're still really quality players, and how valuable this is. That's what I told them at the end. Guys, go in and watch this tape.
But even with time off, opponent Cal is not too far back in their minds. Cal is currently 3-3, but faces Oregon before they travel down to the Coliseum to take on the Trojans. The Trojans will have a rare Sunday practice this weekend as they gear up to take on Cal next Thursday. The number 5 ranked Women of Troy boasts not 1, but 2 Pac-12 weekly honors. Midfielder and defender Savannah Levin was named Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week, and Sammy Drew Prudhomme was named Pac-12 Goalkeeper of the Week. Levin tells us what she's looking forward to this weekend.
Competitive games. I think that both of the Washington teams always bring a really high work rate, and that's always fun to play against, and I think it'll be exciting.
The Women of Troy will host Washington State tomorrow and Washington on Sunday. Over in the Galen Center, the women's volleyball team is preparing to take on 2 Pac-12 opponents. The Trojans have won 2 in a row and 5 winning all 7 of their away matches, but struggle at home where they have a 6-6 record.
We talked about our focus, we've talked about our preparation, we've talked about our sleep. Actually, we talked probably too much. We need to get off talking about it and get to executing.
The number 25 ranked Women of Troy will play unranked Cal on Friday and number 14 ranked Stanford on Sunday. My pick this week goes to a great play from Monday Night Football. The Arizona Cardinals destroyed the New York Jets, 28-3. Former USC quarterback Carson Palmer handed the ball off to David Johnson, who leaves defenders behind and takes it to the house to put Arizona on the board. But that wasn't his only touchdown of the night. The running back got 3 touchdowns that night, scoring almost all of Arizona's points.
Great. Thank you so much, Alexa, and thank you for filling in with John Marcus as he recovers from that sick stomach flu.
Thank you. And coming up, we'll check in with our political anchor live one last time.
And
guess what? I have some news for you.
There's free food right there, junk food. You see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
Fantastic. So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah.
Bro? Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
Great. It was good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a lot? Go visit savethefood.com for more information. Thank you. Junk food time!
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
It is now just under 30 minutes into the final presidential debate.
So let's check in just one more time with our political anchor, Razan Naklawi, for the latest. Raz.
We're in the midst of the presidential debate right now. We've had a little bit of turbulence covering abortion and immigration, but the candidates sparred earlier over the Constitution and Supreme Court choices.
That means that we need a Supreme Court that will stand up on behalf of women's rights, on behalf of the rights of the LGBT community, that will stand up and say no to Citizens United, a decision that has undermined the election system in our country because of the way it permits dark, unaccountable money to come into our electoral system.
The justices that I'm going to appoint will be pro-life. They will have a conservative bent. They will be protecting the Second Amendment. They are great scholars in all cases, and they're people of tremendous respect. They will interpret the Constitution the way the founders wanted it interpreted.
The debate is relatively tame right now, but it has yet to be seen what happens towards the end. Back to you in the studio.
What you don't say is that President Obama...
Thank you so much, Roz. Well, we will be live tweeting the rest of the debate. Follow us on Twitter at Annenberg Media and on Facebook, and you can catch our live post-debate coverage on our Facebook page as well, and of course on our website, uscannenbergmedia.com. Well, thank you for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone here at Annenberg Media, I'm Ryan Thompson.
And I'm Sonica Bargo. You can watch us on the web, as always, at uscannenbergmedia.com. Good night.